Cyberpunk 2077 had its first ever official gameplay being revealed yesterday by CD Projekt Red, and it shows 48 minutes of developer walkthrough as well as a lot of features we'll cover in this video. The video in question as well as a couple more were posted on the official Cyberpunk YouTube channel in glorious 4K resolution, so if you didn't check that one out already, I suggest you do so because it looks and sounds freaking awesome. As I've said, a lot of details were being revealed during this. I'm talking about main story, character customization, weapons, abilities, the world of Cyberpunk and more. Of course, all of that and more will be covered in this video, but I hope you're all ready for that, and let's get to it. The video starts off with your character creation screen, and since this is mainly an RPG game, even though it plays as a first person, there are a lot of options to pick from here. It seems that compared to the leaked character screen from a few months back, the UI has gone through a complete overhaul. It's now much darker and the main tabs are now on top instead of on the side how it was before. From the video itself, the character customization seems quite extensive and contains a lot of options to make your character more unique. There are 5 main tabs dealing with this. Starting with the first one, you're able to pick between playing as both a male or a female character. The second tab is where you pick your backstory, and according to the developer, this will also play a huge part in the story development as well as the stuff you will unlock later on into the game. So probably stuff like missions that you can unlock later and possibly rewards as well. Third and fourth tabs both deal with your general appearance, where you can customize everything about your character, from the face itself, facial features, hairstyle, tattoos, implants, body and more. The options seem to be plenty enough, and there are at least 10 per each option. Of course, all of these are predefined, so there's nothing you can do manually, but since they are extensive enough, that should be good for everybody. Finally, we have the biostats tab, which lets you put 25 available points into 6 different stats. It's pretty similar to the way Fallout does this, and it was mentioned that the game doesn't feature some predefined classes, and the fact that all of that is fluid so that you can adapt however you like to the gameplay. Of course, you'll earn more points as you gain more XP and level up in the game, and you'll get more bonuses from gear later on into the game as well. Moving over to the actual gameplay and the story, we already know this for quite a few months, but the game plays in first-person mode, though it contains some very heavy RPG elements. There are certain parts in which a third-person camera can be used, so for example, when driving a car, unless there's a mission or event going on, you can control it in third-person mode. The world itself is big and very much alive. It looks very beautiful with neons all over the place. Night City is the location where the story in Cyberpunk 2077 takes place. It's looking to be completely opened, and the developers have mentioned that they are aiming for a no loading screen at all. So there are a lot of interiors you can get in, like contacts and certain vendors to buy loot from or upgrades. There's a day and night cycle and a very lively population in the game, as you'll see huge crowds of people going about their daily lives. I won't be covering the story itself too much in this video though, as that will take too long, but I will do so in a later video, so make sure to tune in for that. I will mention that it looks promising so far, and the voice acting as well as the few missions played in the demo were very high quality. You're basically playing as this character called V, a hired mercenary who just got into Night City, and there are various people helping you out throughout the game. The city itself and the civilization is pretty much ruled by these huge mega corporations, but yeah, as I've said, I'll cover all of that into a later video. Also, your choices within the world matter a lot, and how you progress from there onward is also of great importance. There are different ways you can engage into missions, going in either guns blazing or preparing in advance. In the demo, for example, it was shown that while you could go into a certain mission right on and like just go in guns blazing, the game also offers you the possibility to meet up with a certain contact before doing it and getting some very important information about all of that situation. Of course, the opposite can happen as well, and things could either go bad or good depending on what you choose, so there's quite a lot of options you can pick from when, you know, just taking part in missions. As for how you play the game itself, well, you'll be using a combination of weapons, armors, abilities and certain buffs that you can apply upon yourself. Gear is a major part in the game, and you can both purchase it from vendors or find it in the world from NPCs you defeat, for example. All of it comes with various stats for defensive and offensive abilities, as well as other bonus increases. The weapons themselves are a big part in the game, and there are a ton of modifications you can apply. From the demo itself, we had modifications that could let you see enemies through walls, and since walls are also destructible, you can shoot through them, provided of course you have enough firepower and the right weapon type for this. There's even target seeking bullets in the game, where all you need to do is just pick a target off and shoot away, while the bullets will automatically make their way to the desired location. Another cool one I saw was the ability to bend the shots, as in to make the shots reflect off surfaces and hit enemies from behind cover. Pretty cool stuff nonetheless, and the game shows there's a lot of modularity when it comes to customizing your weapons. As for the abilities themselves, we had a few very awesome ones, like the ability to slow down time. This was used several times throughout the demo, and it seems to be acquirable from quite early on into the game. There are various skills for hacking both the environment, like for example hacking a computer to open up a door, or even other people's implants to reveal important information that can help you in combat. So for example, you can hack a gang member's neural network to reveal details about the location, its crew members, and so on. At one point we even had a very high-end ability being shown, such as the one that lets you have those huge claws we first saw into the reveal trailer from back like 2016, was it? I think it was somewhere around that time when we first saw the trailer, but you saw those big claws around the arm area. It seems that you can use them for both crawling on walls as well as taking down enemies. Pretty freaky stuff in there, and you can even install viruses on someone's weapons if you manage to hack one of their team members, like I said earlier. There's of course a lot more to this, and there's more than one way to take down your enemies. As for the enemies themselves, first we have the grunts that mostly carry weapons and a few modifications. These are generally very easy to take on, of course assuming you are within the same level range, and the demo showed some very visceral combat going on. Yes, shooting off body parts is possible in Cyberpunk, and there's quite a lot of gore in the game right now to make the combat feel very satisfying. You'll also have bosses with special gear and abilities, like in the demo we had a guy wearing some kind of exoskeleton, and that one gave him extra firepower and defenses. Taking them down is more complicated than simply shooting away like a madman, and you'll need to find weak spots in order to do that. Higher level enemies also exist, especially the corporate agents from one of the earlier missions, and you'll need to be careful how you want to take these ones off, because you might or might not end up dying or failing the mission. Since we're still on the subject of modifications, by the way, you can also apply these on your character by visiting a Ripper Doc clinic and buying the desired upgrades. These will be installed on your character and can give you certain abilities, like the one that lets you zoom in and scan items and people, or the one that adds boosts to your damage, such as for example the melee damage or the way you're handling your weapons. It all costs money though, so you'll need the in-game currency to purchase them, and there seems to be quite a wide selection of available upgrades. They also seem to have something called a humanity cost, so this can either be set to limit the amount of total cybernetics you can install on yourself, or probably something story related. I would assume that the game won't let you install all the available upgrades, as that would be a little bit hard to balance and probably overpowered later into the game. I've spoken about driving in the beginning of the video, and you can do that as Night City has plenty of roads to go on to. So far it seems that in free roam you can drive the car in a third-person mode, so you can have a better view of where you're driving as well as see the beauty of this game. In certain missions or events though, there seems to be a first-person camera going on. So for example, in one of the scenes, V and her friend get chased by a group of gang members on the highway, and the game plays in first person as you need to take them down using your pistol, so it makes sense there to be used like that. But yeah, the vehicle controls look good enough, though the demo didn't show too much vehicle control outside of just driving in straight lines on the streets. I'm really crossing my fingers for this one though, because vehicle control can be a very hit or miss thing, especially for devs who don't usually do this type of stuff in their games. So fingers crossed, hopefully it's gonna be good because it looks so freaking awesome. Finally, I also want to talk about reputation in this game, and you will have to farm reputation as well. This will open up certain possibilities for you as well, and so far we've seen details on something called Street Cred. What this means is that upon completing side missions, you get this type of XP that lets you further unlock other vendors and other types of content throughout the city itself. Various items in the game, like the jacket, for example, seen somewhere in the beginning of the demo, have bonus to Street Cred to help you out level it up even faster. Since we're still here though, you also have your own apartment in one of the city's mega buildings, and it also serves as your main base of a sort. You have all of your gear in there, including the weapons and modifications you can acquire through the game, as well as the armor. The armor itself covers different body parts, and there are multiple slots for head, for the body, and for the feet. Similarly, you can also carry multiple weapons, like for example you can have a pistol and a machine gun on you, grenades as well to blast those foes, and all in all it looks very good from what I'm seeing right now. I also see the majority of people being very positive about this game, and in general Cyberpunk is very well received because there are not many good games within this genre, so it looks pretty awesome. Also, it was announced that this game is playable from start to finish, but that doesn't say much as it mostly refers to the story being there and not the actual polishing that needs to be done on top. So yeah, don't expect it to be released this year, maybe somewhere around 2019, and that is what I'm hoping for. Some people are even expecting it to be a 2020 release, but yeah, no official word on that, at least at the time of making this video. But these were the main points I wanted to go over from the first ever official gameplay demo. If you guys enjoyed this video and want to see more of Cyberpunk on this channel, then make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you didn't already. Also activate the notification button, and I will see you guys in the next one.